for it.
Curious, back when you were at Alabama at 14, you had a front row seat to a 1 versus 4 playoff matchup. I'm wondering, did you take away any lessons from that? How to motivate a team, how to keep a team engaged going into a matchup like this?
I think the biggest thing is you always say, it's on game day, it's about the team that plays the best that day, right? So the most important lesson always is, be able to prepare your team to play at the highest level possible, and that's every game you play. We didn't go into that game thinking any less of Ohio State. We had an immense amount of respect for Ohio State. Guys prepared the right way. On that day, they outplayed us. It's when you get into a playoff environment, everybody's good.
Sure.
So you got to focus as much on anything on, hey, how can I get our players to be in the best shape to manage the game? You go 30 days without playing a game, to manage the communication, to create game-like scenarios as much as possible, to work on your tackling, pursuit. Go back to fundamentals.
I'm curious, are there any downsides to playing in Atlanta? Everyone talks about all the upsides of, a home crowd basically in a lot of ways for y'all. You've been to Mercedes-Benz a lot. Are there any downsides to being here? Or is it just a stadium and that's stadium to stadium?
When it's an awesome event. Mm-hmm. It's an awesome environment, and I love that our players have some pieces of it. That some events, whether it's they got to go do where they played the Family Feud, and they got to go to the MLK service, and they had something last night. When you're in the playoff, the main thing is the opportunity to have a one-game season, and you're focused on competing and playing to win the game. So the external factors of where you are, it's not as big of a deal. I'm glad that the ball was put on great events for our guys and our staff, but really it doesn't matter where you play. We can go in the parking lot, we can play a game.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got that weather's warmed up for you finally.
Yeah, it was nice out there today.
Yeah. Saturday, Sunday was.
It got a little chilly. But you know what? It was a lot chillier a lot of other places across the country. So.
A friend of mine was in Michigan. It was like 40 below. It felt like 40 below. You have fun with that, man. I appreciate it. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Hey, Glenn.
Hey.
I don't think it's ever been asked about your father, right? He was defensive coordinator under Coach Cavan for some time.
So he was Mike Cavan.
So you had that connection a little before you.
It was interesting because Mike Cavan had not really seen me since I was about 2 years old. No, not true. Mike Cavan, I was born maybe 11 years old. I was around Mike Cavan from about age 2 to age 10 or 11 because of my dad being his coordinator, and it was definitely interesting when I walked in the building and Mike was here, and it's been awesome to be able to be around him and his wife Becky, and his daughter Mema was at one point babysat me. I mean, when I was so it's been that's been a blessing to be able to be around them.
What were those two schools that
So my dad was at Valdosta State, and then he was at East Tennessee State, and then he was at SMU with Mike Cavan. So it was 1 year, a couple years at Valdosta, 5 years at East Tennessee, 5 years at SMU. So I guess about 12 years in all that they were together.
You've been asked this a ton, but real quick, how do you and Will co-defensive coordinate? For those that don't really know, that there may become questions like, how can you have two? Is it no big deal to have two? I mean, what's since you've experienced it?
It starts with a great understanding of each other. I think that in order to do anything together with somebody else in life, you have to be on the same page about what each person can bring to the table, and that you have to want to work cooperatively. And I mean, we really enjoy working together, and I value what he brings as long as what the whole rest of our defensive staff brings. Coach Smart hired a staff to work together, so it's not just the two of us. It's everybody from the position coaches down to the analysts and GAs, and we all, when we go meet in a room, it's not like him and I get in a room and nobody else is in there. we're all in there with everybody's involved with the defense, and we build the plans together and we discuss the issues together, watch the film together, and I mean, but it starts with when you have a group that really enjoys working together, and I think top to bottom we do that. Then the players are the ones who benefit, and you get a good product when we're all going in the same direction.
Do you think, because you talk to players and you ask about Coach Schumann, Coach Shu, that there seems to be that aspect of that you get down in it with. I mean, we can see you in practice too. I mean, you're really into it, if you will. That had to be from growing up and with the coach? I mean, I'm sure with your dad being a coach, you learned a lot. I mean, that was beneficial to you, right? And probably how you do coach at practice and all.
So both my parents are coaches or were coaches. They're both retired now. But I think the number one thing I took away growing up from my parents being coaches is the amount of love they had for their players and the amount of their life that they gave to the people that they worked with, whether that was their coworkers or the players they got to coach. And I feel blessed to be able to. I get to coach at the University of Georgia, and I never lose sight of that. When I got into coaching, I didn't pick somewhere I wanted to be. I wanted to learn, and I wanted to hopefully have the opportunity to do it one day. I could have been coaching high school football somewhere, and I'm very blessed to be here. So I really enjoy being out there and getting to coach, and I think that as a coach, you owe that to your players to give them your best shot every day. So that's just what I try to do.
You do.